It's day 3 of my 10-day road trip around Morocco, and we're starting the day off having a traditional Moroccan breakfast at the Riad. Now today, we're on the road, baby! We are on the road, we are going to the airport and we are picking up our car. So we're just at Zaytoun Cafe waiting for our taxi that we booked on InDrive. It's costing us 60 dirham today. To get here was 90, so we're getting like a little 30 dirhams off. Hopefully we get there, get the car. It's all simple, all easy, done, and I'm on the road. We're on the road, baby. I wanted to go to a bakery that's just on this street over here, but like today they haven't really got much in the bakery, so I was gonna get some stuff for the trip, but unfortunately there's nothing there. But hopefully on the way, when we get to like Casablanca, there's like little different cafes and restaurants that we can explore. It's about a 10-minute drive to the airport from where we were staying, and I can't recommend the InDrive app enough. It gets you a legitimate taxi and you feel safe and not robbed. Before coming to Marrakesh, we were told that the best place to pick up the car was the airport. Now guys, if you watched the last episode, you know that I booked this car the night before. Airport, but you know where the Europe car is? I knew this was a mess up when these guys were working out of the car park. Every other car rental agency, they had a office. For this company, the car park was the office. I said, oh Lord Jesus. Of course I fucked up. Now I personally made a mistake myself, because when making the booking, I actually did the wrong date. The date that I chosen was the next day and not the day that we went to go and get the car. What I thought with any other rental company, if that had happened, they would have just charged me extra and gave me another car. This rental company did not have any other cars available. They said to me, if I want a car today, I will need to pay extra for an automatic car, and they tried to charge me at least £300 to £500 more, and we were like, no way. So at this point, I started panicking, thinking, rah, what are we gonna do? Either we don't travel today, or we try and get another car with another company. Now all I thought was, I need to book a car with a company that has a office. That's the first thing. They need to have an office. So there's actually a lot of car rental companies at the airport. So I recognize Europa Car, so that's where I went to first. I asked them how much a car would be for the time that we needed it, and they calculated that it was gonna be around £700. Chai!
Oh my god!
I was like, nah, we can't afford that. So although I'm panicking, I'm also quite calm in these types of situations. So my first thought was, okay, I need to get back on the internet and find another rental and see if I can book one for today. I noticed that there was a car company there called Aircar, so I used discovercars.com and I managed to book a car on that day to be picked up. Hopefully work well. This is your best one? Now, it wasn't as expensive as I expected, and I did get a partial refund from the driver's company, which was working out of the parking lot. And the Aircar staff members, honestly, they were so nice to me. So we, of course, love a bit of drama.
Not a road trip,
but we are in the wave. Oh my God. Like, I feel like, to be fair, some of it is a little bit my fault, but I think that it's actually not me, it's this country, because like the first one got cancelled. Why did that get cancelled? The second one, they didn't respond, and then the third one, I think it automatically booked the day of the 26th.
24 hours.
Because even when I just booked it again, it was telling me the next day, 26th, and I was like, I've just put in 25th. So realistically, I don't think it was my fault. I think it was the system. And obviously, I know I didn't double check the date. I was just like, yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. But like, at the end of the day, I've booked the car in a nice place that actually has a shop, rather than those scammers that are on the road just taking cars, like where they even getting the cars from. They were like, oh yeah, we don't have the cars today. Probably because the car's coming from somewhere, God knows where. Probably Algeria or something. Now with that being said, let's get on the road, because we're going to Casablanca. Driving in Marrakesh is not for the weak. Trust me, these people do not have any rules on the road. Nobody stays in the lanes, everybody's overtaking, everybody's trying to squeeze in. Getting out of Marrakesh was one of the hardest drives I've ever had to do in my life. But once you get on the motorway, it's a lot easier and smoother to drive.
Don't know if you can actually see on the camera, but we've only been driving for like an hour, and look how dirty the window is already, just from things flying into the windscreen.
Driving into Casablanca, we could really see the difference between the architecture in Marrakesh and the architecture which you do see in Casablanca. There's a lot more larger buildings and the roads are a little bit more modern. We came to Casablanca just for a quick stop before heading to Rabat, as when we did our research we didn't see that there was a lot of things that we wanted to do other than visiting one of the largest mosques in Africa, Hassan II mosque. So day 3 in Morocco, and we have just drove from Marrakesh to Casablanca. Now obviously had some drama with the car in the morning and we managed to get one, and it's not too bad, to be fair. I feel like it's small, and when the wind's blowing I do feel the car going left and right, and yeah, it's not being too bad. But like driving in Morocco, it's not for the weak, because these people don't understand lanes. Like there's no lanes, it's just like drive and see where you can squeeze in. You might be in a lane but someone else is just literally going to go pull out right in front of you, and then maybe someone else behind you is going to be overtaken. Like it's just a lot going on, especially when you get to the city. Like on the motorway is actually fine because there's less cars, but when we got to Casablanca, like it just got chaotic. Like I was squeezing in gaps where I was like, oh, I'm about to get hit here. Do you know what I mean? But like everyone's car's got a dent in it. So to be fair, it's just mad, it's just crazy. But Casablanca is totally different to Marrakesh. Kind of feel like I'm in a different country, just because from when I've gone from Marrakesh to here, it's just so different. Like as you can see, like there's big buildings behind me, there's like McDonald's, Burger Kings, there's like malls, you know what I mean? Like they've got malls and like supermarkets and stuff like that. So it's just totally different. So right now we're just walking through Casablanca, and we've just parked the car there in like one of the shopping mall parking places, and then we're just going to go to the mosque, check out the mosque, and then after that we're going to probably grab some food as well. So yeah, it's been a chaotic, hectic day, but yeah, thank God that we're just here. We actually still have another like hour drive to get to like Rabat later on once we leave Casablanca. But yeah, everything is just like, it's just the driving is crazy. I think if you're confident and you just go, you have to just go. Do you know what I mean? You can't dilly-dally. If you focus on what you're doing, they're focusing on what they're doing, and then everyone can drive. Do you know what I mean? But if you start wondering what everyone else is doing, it's too much. So Casablanca is obviously by the sea as well, so this is our first look at the Moroccan sea, and it's actually nice to smell the sea, to be fair. Like obviously being from Liverpool, I feel like we do smell the water, smell the salt, and yeah, it's nice, feels like home. I also forgot to mention on the way when we were driving, obviously there is like police checks, and there was also a toll. So when we left Marrakesh, there was a toll where you get like a white ticket, and then when we arrived into like the Casablanca area, we had to then show that ticket to like another like toll member or person that was working at the toll, and it was a woman. And I wound down my window and I was like, bonjour, and she was like smiling so happy. She was like, bonjour, and I was like, okay, how much? And then she was like 80, and I was like, okay. So then I didn't have any change, so I gave her 100, and then she just looked at me, smiled, and was like, hee, and then she opened up the barrier and was basically just like, yeah, go, that 20's mine. So I don't know if we got ripped off totally, and it's actually cheaper than 80, but it was 80 and she charged us 100, so yeah. After hitting up the mosque, we decided to get some food at one of the popular restaurants in Casablanca. We finally got to try a lamb tagine, and damn, the Moroccans know how to make that meat so tender. We also tried a harira, which is a zesty, fragrant tomato-based soup, which also has some chickpeas in there. I think this is usually 8 around lunchtime, but it was delicious. We also got to try a Moroccan pastry, which is usually 8 after breaking your fast. The waiters were a little bit confused of why we were ordering it, but we heard that it was meant to be good before coming to Morocco. Overall, restaurant was decent. I'll probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I think the food could have had a little bit more flavour. So we're just in a mall in Casablanca, and it's actually huge, to be fair, but it's got like a lot of Western foods in here as well. There's like McDonald's, they've got I think Popeyes, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if they got Popeyes, KFC, Burger King, all that kind of stuff. And then this is like basically what the next door. Let me see if I can find some bargains in here. Yeah, this is Moroccan JD. How much is that? These Nike pants. How much are they? How do you see the price?
It's real, but it feels fake.
Well, that's 1,200 and...
Hello.
Oh, 849.
So like 80 quid.
One thing that I've noticed about some of the restaurants here is that, especially like you would say like tourist restaurants, I think if they think back home you're gonna pay £14 for a main, they're gonna charge £14 here for the main because they know that like the tourist's gonna come here and spend £14. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like for like price. Definitely Topshop. Oh no, that's Gap. That is definitely Gap. We're back on the road and we've got an hour 27 minutes until we get to Rabat. Just a quick pass through Casablanca, and yeah, I feel like once you go underneath the tunnels it's a bit more safer than being above here with all this chaotic cars everywhere. Guys, we've reached all the way to Morocco to find out these are porcelanosa. Finally made it to our riad in Rabat. Riads always feel like home, and this one was right in the centre of Rabat. We stayed on the top floor. We met this couple who said their family had been staying there for 14 years. So that lets you know how good it is. It was one of the nicest stays we've had over our trip. Top floor is located right next to the terrace. The room is a little bit small, but it's cozy with all the amenities that you need. We got changed and headed out to check out the Medina, which dates back to the 17th century. Rabat's Medina is known for being calmer and easier to navigate than Marrakesh. They do sell similar items such as carpets, leather goods, handmade items, for around similar prices as you would find them in Marrakesh. We did want to go to a restaurant this evening, but unfortunately it was closed, so we ended up grabbing a pomegranate juice and some street food. That's all for day 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at day 4.